In this video, I want to show you how I do the basic chenille stitch. To start, we string 2 color A beads, 1 color B bead, alternating 4 times. Then you push the beads down and pass back to the very first color A bead. So we're not reinforcing the entire round. We're just passing through the very first color A bead for our setup row. I just had to slow down the video a little bit. I'm not beating that slow, but it was a little bit too short for an introduction. So pass back to the very first color A bead here. Then you string 1 color B bead and pass to the next 2 A's by skipping that 1 B in between. So I pass to the first A and then I skip the B and pass to the next A. And this will repeat now 3 more times in the round. So we string 1 B and pass through the next 2 A's by skipping the B in between. And one more time, string 1 B, pass through the following 2 A's. You repeat this to the end up to the end of the round. There's 1 more position left here. String 1 B and pass through the next 2 A's, skipping the B in between. And then I weave forward and exit from the very first B I added in this round. Now we have to be a little bit stubborn because everything is sticking around as it likes. So you exit from a B, you string 2 A, you skip 1 A, B, A, and go to the next B. And if this B is pointing down, then you pull it up. So again, string 2 A's, skip 1 A, B, A, and go to the next B. At the end of this round, everything will fold up as it should. So again, string 2 A, skip the A, B, A, and pass to the next B. And one last time, string 2 A, skip A, B, A, and pass to the next B. That's the B that you were exiting from in the beginning. And you see when I pull this tight now, the other B's are going down and my A's are here at the top round. Now I exit in the middle of the first pair I added in this round. I string 1 B and I pass through the following 2 A by skipping the B below. And that's the typical thing for chenille stitch. You see, by skipping those beads of the previous round, we pull the A's closer, and this is increasing the tension of this stitch. This is chenille stitch with 4 units in the round, and you see we always split each pair and put 1 B bead in the middle. And at the end of the round, I do my step up, and I will exit from the first B I added in this round, and from here comes the next double bead round. I string 2 A's, pass to the next B, string 2 A's, pass to the next B, and you see now where we have our sticking up beads and everything is nice in position. It's very easy to see what you do in this stitch. Every chenille round consists of 2 rounds. So first you make the double bead round. That's the one I'm doing now. At the end of the double bead round, you step up into the middle of the first pair you added in that first round. And then you add a single bead in the middle of each pair. You split each pair with that 1 single bead. And when you pass forward to the middle of the next pair, of course, we skip the single bead of the previous round, in this case, the 11B below. And you repeat these 2 rounds until your rope is long enough. Now I want to show you how to zip to a chenille rope. When you want to make a bangle, for example, that is very easy. When you want to zip it, you end your active rope part with a double bead round. And then at the end of this round, as usual, you step up into the middle of the first pair of beads. And then you, instead of stringing a new 11B bead, you just pass through the 11B bead of the other rope end. See here, in the beginning, you just pick one of them, and after that, you just go around. So you proceed with your chenille stitch on this side, and you see I pull it tight so it goes in position. Then in the middle of the next pair, I take the next 11B bead here of that other rope, and I forward into the next position. And you see, at some point, I'm pulling it loose again. Oh, no. So, okay, you see, here it was. That was my accident. So it is going loose again, but it doesn't matter because you can just pull it up at the end and everything will snuggle up. This is my last position. And here you see I'm passing through the last 11B bead of the other end and complete my stitch. If the zipping made your last round a little bit loose, you can reinforce the last round and everything is fine. And you see you have a very seamless zipping situation here. You will not be able to identify the position where you closed your ring. Now, there's one problem about chenille stitch. It tends to get a little loose. And especially when you want to make a thicker rope or when you want to make a bangle and you don't want your rope to collapse, there's a little trick that I want to show you here as the last part. So this is my chenille rope, and you see when I squish it, it's also when you make your chenille rope, when you squish it, it's collapsing, especially the more units you have in the round, the rather it tends to collapse. And when you bend it, after a while, it goes flat. So what can we do? At the end of a single bead round, you exit from your step-up bead, so from the first single bead you added in this round, you just string a round bead, in this case with 4 units with size 11 beads here in the round. It's a 3mm round bead, and you see I'm just putting that bead in the middle of my rope, just pass through the single bead in the opposite position. I don't have to go back through that round bead to the other end. From that other position, other side position, I just do my double bead round here and proceed with the normal pattern for another 3-4 rounds, and then you repeat the same. So every 3 or 4 complete chenille rounds, so single and double bead round, you add 1 round bead into the center of your rope. Here comes my second one. I just made a little skip here. So again, I just add a second bead, round bead here in the center. Just make sure that it's kind of matching your double bead color. That's always the better one to match it to. And you will see, you will barely be able to identify the beads. You only see them when you know that there is something is in the center of your rope. But in this way, your rope is not collapsing anymore. So you don't have to do that in every row, every 4th chenille row, every 3rd, every 4th chenille row is enough. Just put 1 bead in the center of your rope and just keep going with your normal chenille stitch, and you will see that your rope is not collapsing anymore. And here the final result. On the right-hand side, you see the part with the 2 helper beads in there. On the left-hand side, without the helper beads. So that's the nice little extra at the end. And I hope you enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will not miss any of my future videos. Thank you for your attention, and bye-bye.